All right, let's dive into something that's going through a huge, and I mean huge, transformation: citizenship by investment. If you think you know what it is, you might want to think again. We're talking about a whole new era, what we're calling CBI 2.0.
So let's just get right to it with the big question. Is the whole idea of the golden passport a thing of the past? Well, the answer is kind of yes and no. The concept isn't gone, but believe me, it is being completely redefined. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
Okay, so check this out. This slide pretty much tells the whole story. On the left, you've got CBI 1.0. That's the old way. It was basically a passive perk, right? You'd buy some real estate, the vetting was kind of basic. But now look to the right. CBI 2.0 is a whole different animal. It's a strategic tool. It demands real, purpose-driven investment that actually helps build a nation. And it's all backed by some seriously tough due diligence. The game has totally changed. To really get what's happening now, we've got to take a quick step back. Let's look at how this whole thing started and, more importantly, why it absolutely had to evolve. For the longest time, this is what everyone pictured, and for good reason. The model was super simple. Buy a nice villa somewhere sunny, and in return, you get a passport. It sounds great, and it was, but really, it was just a transaction. It wasn't seen as a real, meaningful investment in the country itself. But yeah, that model was living on borrowed time. Big players like the EU and the US started looking closer and asking some tough questions about security and transparency. At the very same time, the host governments got smarter. They realized, hey, we can use these funds for projects that have a real impact. And honestly, everyone knew that to protect the value of these programs, they had to be a lot more secure and a lot more legitimate.
And all that pressure, it led to this: CBI 2.0. A new era with a totally new set of rules. So what does that actually look like in practice?
So, in the old days, the entry point, especially if you were just making a donation, was usually hanging around the $100,000 mark. That was the baseline, the standard, for years. Now, take a look at the new standard. The major Caribbean countries have all raised the bar, and the new minimum is landing somewhere between $200,000 and $250,000. This isn't just inflation, you guys. This is a deliberate move to attract more serious investors and keep their citizenship programs prestigious. And it is not just about the money. The security side has been completely revamped. The due diligence, that's the whole vetting process, is tougher than ever. We're talking deep, multi-layered background checks, scanning global databases. We're talking rigorous checks on where every single dollar of your investment came from. And now, mandatory interviews, either online or in person, are becoming standard. This isn't just about ticking boxes anymore. It's about making sure these programs are rock solid. So, where does all this extra, better vetted money go? This is the really cool part. It's not just about buying another villa. The money is now being funneled into vital national projects. Things like sustainable tourism, tech hubs, green energy, even marine conservation. So now, investors are becoming direct partners in a country's future. And the map is getting bigger. We've got a couple of new players getting ready to join the market. Argentina is looking to create a powerful option in South America, focused on their key economic sectors. And back in the Caribbean, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is about to launch a program with a really strong focus on protecting its incredible natural environment. So, more choices are coming. Now, all these changes are happening at the same time as this. Fascinating, and probably the most surprising trend of all, the rise of what people are calling the Democratic Plan B. This quote just nails it. The new mindset isn't about escaping your home country, it's about securing optionality. It's about giving yourself more choices, more freedom, and a solid safety net in what feels like an increasingly unpredictable world. So who's looking for this optionality? Get ready for this, because it might surprise you. The biggest wave of new applicants isn't coming from the places you might think. It's coming from traditionally stable Western countries. The United States, the United Kingdom, and Canada are now some of the biggest sources of demand. So the billion-dollar question is why? Well, it's complicated. People are hedging against political volatility and sudden policy changes at home. It's about smart tax planning and diversifying their assets so they're not all in one basket. And ultimately, it's about ensuring they have more freedom to move and the security of knowing they have a safe alternative place to be just in case. All of this points to a really dynamic future. So let's take a quick peek at what's coming down the road for global mobility and the world of investment citizenship. Looking ahead, we can expect a few big things. First, everything's going digital, which will make the whole process smoother and more secure. Second, we'll probably see more tailored investment options. Think funding a local tech startup or a social project instead of just real estate. And third, there's going to be a continued push for global standards, with countries working together on rules for vetting, which builds trust all around.
So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Citizenship by investment has fundamentally transformed. It is no longer just a simple password purchase. It has become a sophisticated, strategic tool for securing your freedom and your options in the 21st century.
And that leaves us with a final question to really think about. In a world that seems to get more and more uncertain every year, what is the true value of having a plan B?